32, and it is August 6th, and I am calling this meeting to order. Thank you. The recording is on, and I would like to acknowledge our Spanish interpreters. Please announce yourselves and put your information in the chat.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Bienvenidos, bienvenidas. Para escuchar este evento en español, por favor marquen al número 347-966-4114, seguido del código 576-295-189 numeral. Una vez más, el número es 347-966-4114, seguido del código 576-295-189 numeral. Por favor, una vez entren a la llamada, cierren sus micrófonos para garantizar la traducción. Dejaré el mensaje en el chat una vez más. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to have our recording secretary do the roll call.
Right. Good evening, everyone. We're now going to do the roll call. We have our first Vice President, Lauren Clavin.
Present.
Second Vice President, Jennifer Sobers.
Present.
Recording Secretary Chantal Chambers is present. Treasurer Alicia Bauer.
Present.
Members Lou Zhao,
Present.
Annie Koch,
Present.
Kenya Townsend. Not. She's coming in now. Paquita Williams.
Present.
Eric Gretsch. He's not. Okay, he's not. He's out today. Cecily Chu.
Here.
Lauren Perkins. Okay, she's running late. And our President Quentin Mezitin.
Thank you, recording secretary. Next, I'd like to ask our first Vice President, Lauren Clavin, to make the announcement about our chat.
Good evening and welcome. Our chat is now open and it will remain open for the duration of the meeting as long as conversation remains respectful. We do reserve the right to close the chat should that change. And we will have public comment this evening. You will have until 7:30 to sign up for public comment. Just type your name and the word speak in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you, First Vice President. And I'm going to ask Council Members Annie and Cecily, if you guys don't mind monitoring the chat, to give us that list of the parents who want to speak up. All right. Welcome, District 28. First and foremost, before I give just a brief greeting, I want to thank all of our council members and our amazing administrative assistant, because we are still working behind the scenes daily, even though our summers are beautiful. So thank you, council members, for all your hard work, your advocacy, your supporting the schools, the community, stepping into the community boards, and all the other meetings to bring back so much value to our district. Our district is very amazing because of the collaboration that we have as a council, and the glue that holds us all together are Dorinda, our amazing administrative assistant. Now, thank you. And it's summer. It is summer, and this is the time where a lot of people are going on vacations, just having memorable moments with their families. Right now, I'm at a wedding, and but we're here as council members because we have a commitment that we committed to our district, to ourselves, to you, to show up for you. So even though I'm at a wedding, it is a reception, and I left my wife there by herself to enjoy cocktail hour without me because I would rather be here with you. But I am going there after this, and she is keeping my food to the side because I still want that cake. But that being said, this meeting, I do want to acknowledge the advocacy of our council. We are held as one of the top, if not, you know what? We are held as the top council in the districts in New York City because of the way we advocate and the way that we and our elected officials and all of our stakeholders work together to get results. And I just want to thank all of you, ones that are here, the ones that are going to watch this later, for supporting us and doing the things that we do to make our district great. Now, as we continue to enjoy the summer, I just want to remind everybody, please stay safe. Stay safe this summer. We see a lot of things happening on the news when with kids when they get, I have two kids with autism, and I see a lot of things happening with children when they elope and things. And I'm just hoping that everyone continues to have a safe and healthy summer. And please keep smiling and share those memories and pictures with us as we continue to advocate for you. But as you've noticed, our agenda is really short today. So the few things I want to highlight is the holidays. June awareness highlights includes the primary and widely recognized awareness month for June also included the LGBTQ Pride Month and Men's Health Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and National PTSD Awareness Month, and Disability Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. And our dedicated campaigns this month include National Safety Month, which promotes injury prevention at home, National Migraine and Headache Awareness Month, continuing Pride Month, National Caribbean American Heritage Month, National Immigrant Heritage Month, Feast of Corpus Christi, a Roman Catholic holiday, Race of Unity, and Martyrdom of Guru Arjan Dev Sahib, and Al Hijjah Islamic New Year. And also, I believe it was National Vaccine Awareness Month. Anybody hear about that?
Was that for this month or July?
That was July? That was in July, National Vaccine?
I'm not sure.
I heard about it today about this month.
Oh, okay, because you read June, so it's
Hmm?
you read June.
I'm reading June's.
No, you read June.
I read June
first,
and then I skipped to these are
this month.
These are this month.
Okay, I was
yeah, that was just yeah, just they were okay, cool. So that one was interesting because there's been a lot of talk on the news on that, but I'm not going to get into that because that's an interesting topic. But other than that, I just want to acknowledge all of our our diverse district and our unique values and traditions all over and how we value all of them. And thank you for just being. But so as we go to our next topic on the agenda, public comment. Do we have anybody that signed up for public comment? No worries. All right. At this moment, I'm going to take a quick, brief acknowledging elected officials. I do see Senator John Liu's office here. If you want to bring greetings, please bring us a brief greeting.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Sujin from Senator John Liu's office. It's good to see you, Quentin and Alicia, today again. 2 consecutive days. We had a meeting yesterday. Well, yeah, it's good to see you guys often. And then, well, this is August, so I hope every family, parents, and school community students have a great, wonderful summer. And Senator Liu would like to visit CEC28 from during the school session, probably September or October. So let me know when it's the best monthly meeting where Senator could join. And then if you have any questions or if any legislative like idea, or if you have any issues or problem, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat, so please contact me. All right, so well, thank you. Everybody have a wonderful summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujin. Um, okay, just want to give an opportunity for our superintendent couldn't make it in today. He is on his vacation, which we hope he's having a great time. Superintendent Dr. Blake, but we do have his deputy superintendent, Angela Tishman, if she wants to bring greetings, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm having total technical difficulties. I don't even know if I'm on camera. Am I on camera? No, all right, but you can hear me and that's what counts. So thank you. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, CEC, for acknowledging that I am here this evening, along with Dr. Benoit and other members of our district team. Always a pleasure to be with you all. Dr. Blake does also send greetings, as you shared. He is on vacation, and so therefore he could not join us tonight, but I appreciate all of you allowing us the opportunity to be here with you in partnership and just look forward to getting the new school year started. We've been doing a lot of great things getting that work started. And so it's right around the corner. So we'll see you all for back to school. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a member of the public that needs to speak?
All right, so we will, so we do have, our Dr. Mustafa. It is before 7. We'll give you this opportunity to ask your question before we go to our council member reports.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I pray everyone is having an amazing summer. This will be rather quick. I am coming to the CEC today to request some support with Queens Gateway Health Science this upcoming school year. It has been a long-standing issue that traffic along in front of Queens Gateway has been truly, I would use the word horrific. There's really no safety measures. Unfortunately, a child did get injured and was hit by a car last year. There has been in the past that another child got hit by a car and has suffered a traumatic brain injury. Throughout last year, there have been many incidences whereby I've seen cars fly past our children. I have had to walk children across the street along with other parents, supporting and being a crossing guard. Being the fact that Queens Gateway Health Science is a middle school / high school, I don't believe we are allowed a crossing guard, but I'm not sure how we can go about possibly getting bumps that will slow down the traffic so that people will not be flying past our children. It has been very scary to witness on multiple occasions, so I'm bringing this to the CEC's attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
You could announce that?
I can give a suggestion.
Yeah, please.
Good evening, Dr. Mustafa. I hope you're okay. Thank you for bringing this up. In the past, when issues such as traffic near schools and difficulties with that, and proposing that there be speed bumps and the like have come up, I've been told that the best way to go about it is to go to the local community board, because the community boards are the ones who approve things like speed bumps. And I've been told that the most important thing to do to help with the advocacy for getting that is to get the support of the people who live in the surrounding area. That is very persuasive in trying to get those things addressed. So if you you can connect with me and we can try to figure out if you don't already know what the community board is for that area, and how to address this situation with them.
Awesome. That was a mic drop moment. You can just put some emojis in the chat, Dr. Mustafa. Appreciate that. It was like she just gave you the sauce. So yes, please If you don't have her email, put your email in the chat, Jennifer, so she could just hit you up and follow up. I want to give an opportunity for our wonderful FLC, Sonia, to bring greetings. See you smiling with your hair all done.
Good evening, everyone, council members, Community District 28. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I do agree with you, Quentin. We are a very mighty and strong district. And I think one of the things that makes it so unique about us is embracing the differences, right? And that's why we're a team. Not every team player, everybody has their strengths, everybody has their growths. But at the end of the day, we come together with one mission. And I think that is ultimately what matters. So I'm looking forward to a new school year. I've also put in the chat the series of PTA professional development sessions. I've actually incorporated it, and Jennifer, really thanks to your feedback, the working with challenging individuals as just part of the series. So I usually offer it separate, but I just incorporated it. So, I just keep adding it at the request of the community. So this is for parent leaders, new, incoming, those that are staying, if you're curious. And I think more importantly for the members, you don't know how to hold your leaders accountable if you don't know what they're doing, right? Or even pique your interest. So please come. I offer the sessions twice, AM, PM. I'm even, I've been asked to do them in Spanish. So I'm more than happy to do whatever it is, meet the community where they are so that we can continue our growing together in service of our families and our students. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your summer. I am getting ready to go to Egypt tomorrow, so I'm super excited. Hopefully I'll take a break, get a little bit of 100-degree weather plus, but just thank you for being who you are, the diligent work that you do, for holding us accountable and doing what we do best, which is serving our kids. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Is Dr. Benoit still here? Dr. Benoit. Yes. Yeah.
I am wishing everybody a wonderful rest of the summer, because before we know it, it'll be time to be back. So thank you so much, Quentin, and thank you to the CEC for the continuous partnership.
Thank you. And I believe, Vic, man, a few words. We see you. We acknowledge you. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Hi, everyone. I hope you all take some time to relax and enjoy yourselves also. Be well.
Say that again.
Sorry, I was just wishing everyone the same that they're wishing for us, which is I hope you all take some time to relax and enjoy yourselves. And then we can all get back to the serious work in September.
Thank you. It's all serious, but I got you. I did realize that I did read off. I forgot some of my holidays to acknowledge this month. So I just want to share these highlights to acknowledge these special events happening this month. It is National Breastfeeding Month. It is National Immunization Awareness Month. It is Psoriasis Action Month, Gastroparesis, Digestive Tract Paralysis Awareness Month, Children's Eye Health and Safety Month, National Minority Donor Awareness Month, Black Business Month, Happiness Happens Month. In August 12th is International Youth Day. August 19th is World Humanitarian Day. August 21st is World Senior Citizens Day. August 23rd is International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition. And August 26th is Women's Equality Day, commemorating the 19th Amendment. And then throughout the 1st and the 14th, fast in honor of Holy Mother of Jesus, Orthodox Christian holiday. August 25th to 26th, Maulid al-Nabi in Islam celebrates the birth of the Prophet Muhammad. August 28th is Raksha Bandhan, Hindu month, Hindu traditional festival celebrating bonds of care, protection, and responsibility among siblings and families. it's a beautiful month. And now I want to go to we have a guest. Even though it's August and it's summer, we have a guest who took the honor to come to visit us in person and tell us about this amazing opportunity. So, David, if you don't mind, go to that screen, unmute, and
go back a little bit. Is that good? Thank you so much, CEC of District 28 for having us. Our organization is called Tough. We teach fitness, financial literacy, and basketball fundamentals. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We work out of Roy Wilkins Recreational Center every Saturday in Queens, and every Sunday we're in Brooklyn and East New York. We're also a DOE vendor, so we teach financial literacy in several schools. Actually, 10 schools in total. One of which actually is in District 28, which is PS 45. It's 45. Clarence Witherspoon School, which is District 28. Yeah, so we have a curriculum that's grades 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12. We're big on this building community, right? So our program is free on the weekends for the community, but Monday through Friday we, go into schools and teach the financial literacy piece, the fitness, and the basketball fundamentals. A little bit of context about myself. I'm a product of District 29. So I was valedictorian of every school I went to. So PSD2, Preparatory Academy for Writers, the middle school, and the high school. So 3 times valedictorian. 3 different speeches. I don't remember the first one. However, it's important to go ahead and invest back into the community and really answer a question that a lot of us we have to really ask ourselves when it comes to living in New York City, which is how are we the most expensive city in the world, and we're not having a conversation about finances. And how is it that most wealth is lost within the first generation, and we don't take a priority to teach financial literacy to our kids? And so it's so important, the work that we're doing, to not only teach the financial literacy, the fitness, the basketball, but more importantly, create leaders, right? Leaders who can go ahead and pour back into the community and give vision, insight, and just passion to the spaces that we're in. I also want to introduce one of our founders, Rodney. He actually owns a tax office and a gelato store. Interesting enough, Italian gelato, yeah, not the weed, not the weed. And to give you insight on how I met Rodney, I met him as a customer going to his gelato store. So he can go ahead and describe more about.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rodney Jean. I attended PS 100 Elementary School. I went to Virgil I. Grissom 226 in South Oakland Park. I went to Thomas Edison High School. I graduated as an electrician in the trade program. But I also had Caribbean parents, Haitian descent. I graduated from Hofstra University. I got a degree in psychology, minor sociology. I have a master's in mental counseling. To say that, I'm part of the public school system. And unfortunately, it's really sad. We cater to the boys and girls, but the boys need it. They need a lot of help. When you're 15 years old, reading like you're 12 years old, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's really a problem. I opened a tax office, it's called Tax Masters Farmers Boulevard on 138-10, right there at the block from Rochdale, across the street from Robert Couch Senior Center on Farmers Boulevard. One of the mothers came up to me. She said, Rodney, what do you do after tax season? So I go on vacation. I work smarter, not harder, 4 months out of the year. They said, well, my son needs a job. So I said, how can I get him a job if he can't read the contract? How many parents here? How many people are parents here? Okay, figure that. I have my son is he's really IT savvy. It's good, technology is good and it's bad. Like we really gotta limit the kids from being on an Apple desktop, laptop, iPad, iPhone, watch, and now Omega glasses, whatever it's called. and it's time for them to go outside, interact. Interact. We grew up on green light 1, 2, 3, tree stack, hopscotch, jump and rope. That's what we grew up on. No, they're busy on the PlayStation, you know, but meanwhile they break the slipper.
Yes.
It takes a village. Those online, those here, it takes a village. You know? So I hired to continue what the mother asked me. So I opened a Italian gelato store right next door to hire these young boys and girls in the neighborhood. One experience I had that I knew the public school system, we really gotta offer financial literacy to these kids. A customer came in, gave $20. I had an old school register purposely to make them use their brain. They purchased something for $13.95. It took that young boy or girl, there's two of them, register, two of them together, about 5 minutes to know exactly how much change to get back. That's sad. $13.95. They get $20. $20 bill. It was like, why do you have a whole cash register? Because I need you to use your brain.
Right.
I'm not gonna have you just get the answer. No, you got to figure it out. So from there, I said financial literacy is definitely needed. You know, we have to break it down to them. We have to break it down. I'm part of the environment. You know, the boys like, oh, I ain't going to college. Well, you going to a trade school. You're gonna do something. You ain't gonna just sit in your mom and dad or grandmother, grandfather house, aunt, uncle house, and just sit up. No, we're not doing that. You're gonna be a welder, carpenter, painter, electrician, elevator mechanic. One of the kids was like, "What I look like being a painter?" I said, "Okay, no problem." So one Saturday, I had one of my fellow college alumni, classmates, come down and speak to them as a guest speaker. He made a photocopy of his pay stub, his W-2. Passed it around. All of a sudden, all the boys' eyes lit up, like a kid in the candy shop. We didn't know painters make this much. I said, yeah, they're in the union, yeah. So that, they have to see it. They have to see it. Agree, they have to see it to believe it. So every Saturday, we have guest speakers that from the community that comes and give their time and speak to the boys and girls. We also do that Sundays. And this program is free all year around.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday, Sunday, it's free. And we also give them breakfast and lunch, free.
It is open.
To the community. Public school, charter school, Catholic schools, open to the community. No matter what borough you're from, if you're in public school, Catholic school, charter school, they're all together. Wearing the tough jersey, head to toe. They all one. Like you said, we could have been anywhere. We could have been anywhere. You know, they don't just see us Saturdays, Sundays, they see us at the schools. That's the difference. No disrespect, when the schools have career day, the famous line, I'll see you guys next year. I said, I'll see you after school. You've seen me, you can come. I have 2 storefronts, 2 brick and mortars in the community. Tax Masters and Glacé. So, y'all all welcome to come see the program on a Saturday, Sunday, please. It takes a village. You know, we can't do it on our own. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you. Actually, I put their link in the chat.
Yes, I did that for you. So the link is in the chat. You can look up even more of what they do, the opportunities, and yeah, they're here on Saturday. Listen, I gotta look at my calendar. I'm gonna definitely show up with my kids too. I might have to drop them off and leave, but that's the first time. Let's all right, next we are going to our council member reports. Recording secretary. Right, going down the roll call.
Okay, so first we'll have our member report from our first Vice President, Lauren Clappin.
That's really hard to follow. I don't have anything that inspiring or beneficial to the community to offer, but I hope anybody that's listening will take advantage of that. That's incredible. More of that for our kids. Thank you. So I want to share a couple of opportunities from the borough president's office. I'm going to share a flyer for some back to school giveaways, backpacks, and all that good stuff. I just put that in the chat. And then I just want to briefly share, I make this report every year at this time when we get the data about admissions to our specialized high schools, which, I supported the new location for our specialized high school in Queens. But one of the other things that I'm really passionate about is integration and and equity and making sure that all of our kids get what they need and what they deserve. And it's just really upsetting to see year over year the stats that come out about admissions to Stuyvesant, to Bronx Science, to Brooklyn Tech. We have a population in New York City public schools. Over 60% of our students are Black and Latino, and only 10% of those students got offers to our specialized high schools. So there's something really, really wrong with that number. For the first time since they've been tracking this data since 2014, we have the lowest number, 3 Black children admitted into a class of 700, where 770 offers were given, 3. So I don't have an answer. We know that there's a problem. Every year, these numbers are more and more abysmal. I have my personal views, and I've said it in this council. I abolished the SHSAT. I feel really strongly about that because the assistance that we're giving students, the preparation is not helping them. That's my personal opinion. But I feel that this needs to be, and there were a bunch of articles in the news about it. I'm not the only one talking about it, but I will, anytime I have a platform, just call attention to that because something is obviously not right. And other than that, I hope you're all having a beautiful summer. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we will see you in September.
Thank you, Lauren. Now we'll have our member report from our second vice president, Jennifer Sobers.
Hi, good evening. Thanks again for your presentations. Really, really wonderful. And thank you for bringing this to the community. It's really interesting you brought that up, Lauren. As you guys know, I went to Bronx Science, and so I would say is my favorite 4 years of school. It was an amazing experience, but it is just strange that the numbers are this way, and I think that some sort of study should be done to possibly see, the people who are admitted, what they did to prepare. Possibly that could be a source of this disparity. I just don't know how a study like that could be done. I think that there may be a lack of information for various groups as to preparation, and there are other groups that prepare their children since, from young. So, I agree. That is unfortunate, especially because I can vouch that it was a wonderful experience. I have just 2 updates. Last time I talked about continuous work with PS55 on their construction projects and installations that appear to be taking place, that there's progress after many years. Like I said, I went to sit with the contractors and the principal, and the updated timeline is that they hope that the construction will begin before the end of fall, which is great to have that kind of transparency and follow-up. Also, I've been in touch with the office of Ty Hankerson, and it appears as though it might be that some of the elected officials are not aware of the status of projects that they have funded. And it might be a good idea for one of our, overarching goals for this coming year is to try to help get that information to them so that we can ensure, number one, that the money is getting to where it's intended to go to, and then also so that when we make our next suggestions in January, we have a good idea of what has already been suggested and requested and fulfilled. So that's something that I'm continuing on with that office, and I think I'd like us to, going forward, be in touch with our other officials who work with our district. That's all I have. Also, there's tons of things going on in the city. I love summer in New York. There's like tons of outdoor concerts, giveaways, and events so that we could be outside and not be in front of like video games and things like that. So I will share that with our administrative assistant, and she can put whatever is not already on our website on my member report. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the summer. It's going fast.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, I agree. Summer is flying by. I just want to thank you gentlemen for coming through tonight and presenting that wonderful information. I am enjoying my summer. And I hope everyone is also enjoying their summer. I'm going to yield my time, and I'm going to have Treasurer Alicia Bauer here for me.
Good evening, parents and community members. As the CEC28 treasurer and the official liaison for MS217, I am thrilled to share some historic news for the Briarwood community. Yesterday, we convened an intergovernmental meeting with Congresswoman Grace Meng's office, our state and city delegation, District 28 leadership, and the School Construction Authority. I am proud to report that as a direct result of this coordinated push, the School Construction Authority has officially committed to fully funding and building a permanent annex at MS217, as well as partaking in restoring and beautifying the shared city park space. This is a big victory for educational equity, and I look forward to tracking the construction milestones on behalf of our families. MS217 hosted also summarizing program. This photo is from the end of program celebration. They had a wonderful carnival, and the kids seemed to enjoy. The principal at summarizing site at MS217 was Principal Ancona Lisa. She is normally principal of Halsey. And she said that the program ran smoothly. They did have some busing issues, but they were resolved. No updates from the Emerson School. And this is my last update for 157Q for the Halsey School, because my son will be starting there his study in September. And for the conflict of interest, another council member will be taking over to be being a liaison with school. AC window units are installed in the auditorium. They're already functioning and ready for the kids to return and enjoy. Construction is ongoing for 3 classrooms. It is surprisingly involved process, and because active construction on site, orientation for incoming 6th graders is scheduled on August 7th over Zoom instead of in person. My new liaison schools this year will be PS 182, PS 139, and Q 167. I reached out to all of them to schedule my first visit. The first 2 schools has not responded yet. It is understandable, summer, different schedules for everybody. However, Mel's is scheduled my first visit on September 16th. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Alicia. Now we have our member Luzau to give his member report.
I don't have so quickly, because well, so like I suppose thing you mentioned is kind of I knew controversy. I don't think there's a lot of thing to debate, because everything has been said like multiple times. But I think it's better to seeking common ground instead of divisive debate. I know for I'm talking to some CC members in other district, and CC26. They are actually in talking with Donovan Richard's office. They are proposing some plan to enhance and expand the DREAM program. So basically the idea is the resources, like Jennifer was mentioning, like what exactly we can do for it, right? There, I reading some article there. There's a lot of misinformation there. For example, some people the cost of test prep and stuff like that. I've been there, right? So I've been the service like the most kids went to. They're not that expensive, but it's definitely not rich kids playground. Those people are mostly low income, new immigrants. There's a different mindset, because like from Asian kids, no matter it's China, it's Korea, it's India, they all have this mindset of test, trying, like you take a test and you go somewhere. And it's pretty much the norm around the world. I mean, US is a kind of a exception. Most of the country test is pretty much the only thing that decide where you go, right? So it's a lot of the country go quite crazy about it. So it's very different mindset, between countries. But I think the thing is, just like those 2 gentlemen here, is really inspiring. I'm very touched by what you're doing. So we need to give kids more resources, right? Special has only have 5% of students. That's 95% other students are probably more important for us to look after. I always have a concern for the after school period. I mean, the thing is, the school closed 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, whatever, the setting. And where those kids go, especially older kids, right? The younger kids, you gotta put them somewhere. There's a program some free program or everything, right? But for older kids, right, after middle school, they can walk home themselves. Then what? Right? So if they have nothing to do, they play video game, which is not the worst thing. We all know that, right? There's could be much worse, activities involve them because nobody around the parents are working, and some parents. I mean, this is New York City. Many parents are working in the service industry. They go home like midnight, right? So who is going to take care of those kids, right? So either they don't meet academic requirement. Many of them don't. More than half of the students do not meet grade level requirement, or they, for a small percentage, but also very important, they're smart, they're ready for accelerated track, and nothing supplied to them, right? They're in the school that mostly tailored to a average student. In many schools, to be honest, I mean, I look at the location. I once was a liaison for 54, which is in that area. There are about 10 to 20% of the students meet grade level in the regular classes, right? So the teacher will try to fit in the teaching material for the average student who are actually fall behind. So if you have a few, maybe 2 or 3 kids in the classroom actually ready for accelerated learning, they're not going to get anything in the classroom. So where do they get it, right? So we can all talk about it. Expect the parents to do their share to chill in more money, time, everything. It's just not going to happen in a lot of situations. So again, I think we should focus on how to bring those resources to kids. Program like this, it's such a wonderful thing. Like as you said, you learn financial, knowledge is everything. Have some play, have some interaction between kids. Keep them interesting, right? Then they're gonna learn. If they got bored, they're not gonna learn anything. So yeah, I think there's a lot continue to talk in the future. I'll get something like 26 what they got. I asked them share a resolution for us, and then we can take a look at if there's something we go or we want to go to a different thing. We want to expand on that. But yeah, I mean, we use our position to do some promotion to adding resources to that. I mean, honestly, this time is not a good time. You can reach out more people because it's summer, not a whole lot of people. Right? So maybe you come back later, or we find other way to work together to promote your idea. But that's a great idea. That's the same thing that we all should do. Yeah, that's what I'm like to say.
Thank you, Lou. And now we'll have our member report from Annie Cope.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you. Annie, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that while there's a culture piece, there was definitely a community of people that provided the services, provided the resources. It had to be there so that it could sort of grow from generation to generation. If there needs to be a test to take, well, there has to be the resources built in to help. And, it's a matter of, can a generation build well enough to the next generation grows on it, and the second generation builds on it, and it grows even stronger. And there are some communities that have that, and then there are communities who are just developing that and just need to strive to build it stronger. And if you guys need more help, that's what the council is here for, to give you more exposure and give you those building blocks. And I think that's kind of what happens, is that once the resources are used, either you go to the specialized high schools, you go to Ivy League perhaps, maybe you leave New York altogether, then that resource leaves New York. And do that person come back or get back to New York? This is the part where you're thinking, like, what happens? And that piece is very important too. So these are things to consider, like how strongly we build our community, and how we can lend a hand every step of the way. So hope you're all having a great summer, and to be continued. Thank you, Pikita. You're welcome.
And now we have our member report from Kenya Townsend.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thanks so much for the presentation. I really love the work that you all are doing. Just wanted to say that my report will be brief. Happy summer, all the things. But really today, on August 6th, really carries double significance. I know we always hear about the various things that are being represented each month, but 61 years ago today, the Voting Act was signed. And so I think that's significant. The Voting Act was signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. And so I think it's really important because of what has happened with the Supreme Court this year and sort of gutting the Voting Act to what it is now. And I think that really is a big and key factor in the stakes of education and some of the things, the topics that you all are talking about right now. So just wanted to say that. Also, and I think that Black Americans, right? It was a couple of months before Black Americans really did Bloody Sunday. And I think that, we are kind of walking ourselves backwards. And so we should think about that one today. In addition to that, I also wanted to mention that today also marks 64 years of the independence of the country of Jamaica. My family is from there. And so just wanted to say happy Independence Day. Really excited. I am originally from Brooklyn, and I am in Queens now and enjoying myself living here. But we will host the first parade in New York's history Saturday in Flatbush. And so also just something to do in New York City. So I think those are some things to celebrate and to reflect on in our break throughout the summer. And that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenya. Oh, Jamaica. My family is also from Jamaica. All right. And we're going to have our member report now from Paquita Williams.
Hi, good. I just, it's me because I'm losing my hearing. So I might talk. Well, I do talk loud because I'm like, what? What'd you say? What? So anyway, good evening to all. And I'm not sure if I heard right. I took off my glasses. Now I can't see. Did you say 3? Did you say 3? 3?
And 1 at Staten Island.
3 students. Yeah, so that's a problem. There's a problem. So with the SAT testing or whatever, you mean to tell me out of all the students, the black and brown students, are they black and brown?
3 black.
That only 3 of the hundreds of children, our children, got in. So what are they saying? What are they saying? I hear you saying about like some research might need to be done. They already know. This action needs to be done. Some action. Now I don't know what, but action, because we can sit down and start talking about, we gonna look at the statistics and we're gonna do this. The BS is out there, we already know, so we need to move and put some action in. Thank you for showcasing Tough. I saw you at IS-72 with information. And again, this is open to all communities, Black, white, polka dotted, spotted. This is for everyone, which is great. Ages, you said 4? Damn, my baby 3. 4 to 18, but I'm gonna stop through and take a look. We talk about financial literacy. I don't know about other communities. I want to just focus on what I know of, with me being brown, Black. I have heard people say, no, because I said, why don't we do that? Why don't we do literacy? Why don't we do an event with literacy? No, we have that always. We always do that. But you can never get enough of it, because I don't know about anybody else, kids. The moment I give my children $1, they want the corner store, they want chopped cheese and Chinese. And no offense, Chinese was good, but they spend every nickel. And I would say, okay, well, let me hold it. And no, I'm gonna hold it. Won't have a penny. Chopped cheese, whatever. McDonald. Their middle name is McDonald. So we can never get enough of learning about literacy and teaching our children, and that's, I don't like, I'm gonna blame myself also, because I don't want to say I'm a shopaholic, but I have a sister that says, well, because I'm like, well, I want it. She said, well, how much did that cost? I'm like, well, I don't care how much I want, I want what I want, so my mom needed a little more teaching herself, So again, thank you. I'm going to check it out because I live in Rochdale. I live, right down the street from you. So I haven't visited my schools over the summer, and I want to say, let me look in the camera. Blame it on my head, not my heart. I've been busy. I'm a mom with a whole bunch of children. She can attest to it. A whole bunch of children, and I've been doing activities enjoying the summer. Busy. But I want to commit more. And sometimes, and I always say this, when I come in and we know, okay, I need a hose to go from the dryer into, into the wall or what have you, or I need this fix or that fix, and it has to be 50,000. And the CSA, they'll make the choice. But anyway, after I do that, then what? And I keep saying, I want to come and I want my schools to tell me what you want me to showcase. What do you need, and what little things can I do? Because we can go to the CSA and complain. Well, we need this. This is this council didn't just start. We can put a little bit more fire, a little bit more pressure if that's what we're trying to do. But the schools seem to know, like, this is not no next week project, or because when I first started this, I was like, yeah, and the school need this and they need this. And so I went to the school like, yeah. They looked at me and they said, well, you know what, I'll probably be retired by the time that got that whatever issue it was, would have gotten fixed or got done, or so I'm starting to slowly understand, like, oh, okay, that big thing is going to take a minute. I'm still working on the PS40 and 312, still working on your elevator, but that's going to take a minute, but I don't want to, show up to the school and just, waste their time. I want to be like I'm doing really something, so I'll be visiting. Tell me a little things that we need more extension cords, something like that can be done. But anyway, I want everyone to enjoy the last few weeks. We're going to blink and we'll be back to, it's cold. We're going to blink and we'll be back to school. Get up. It's time to go to school. But anyway, I want to thank you all for sharing the information. Thank you for sharing. I'll be coming to visit. And thank you for listening.
Thank you, Pakita. And we'll have our next council member, Cecily Chu, to give her report.
All right, I was hoping that this time I won't be the last one.
We have someone virtual.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I could strongly echo that financial literacy is such an important topic. And I would say, back to the topic of, hey, if you have $1 or if you have $100, like, should you invest? Should you save? And what would you invest in? Do you invest in yourself for a certificate, right? Or do you invest in, let's say, like stocks or other financial vehicles to get a return, right? Like, how do you think about it in the longer term horizon as a kid at what stage, right? And how do you harvest that tax benefit as well? It's such an important topic, but I really see any program that would introduce the concept and teach the kids that when you have $10 or $100, like, the game, the Nintendo Switch might not be the best thing to get, right? Like, should you get books or should you leverage some free programs, but invest in yourself to sign up for learning courses, right, online? It's such an important topic, and I would say as CEC members, we should also think about this more, like how to introduce this to our routine presentations, and maybe invite some guest speakers to come in and have a presentation about financial literacy and how to get free information for our kids. And especially now with AI tools, we can also teach about how to prompt and get more information in terms of how to prepare our kids for success in the future. And coming back to AI, I recently also started, my kid is going to second grade, second grade, and trying to prepare him for kind of early learning to step up, right? And also chatting with a lot of AI tools and trying to learn, hey, we have about a month left, and how can I prepare him to get ready for second grade? Especially now that he's enrolled in summer camp, it's all just playing, right? There's no learning at all. So there is a gap between finishing school and getting into the next grade. So prompting some AI tools, it's very easy to get some kind of a very concrete worksheet to get, hey, on Monday, what do you need to prepare with your kid? Like, what kind of words you need to teach him, and writing, and what kind of story he might be interested in writing, in what structure, and in a very concise way. You can just, print it out and follow it, like Monday through Friday, right, in a cadence. So I think that's something also good to do with all the tools that we have in place. So the last one, I also wanted to echo, there are a lot of free activities in the city, right? So besides going to TUF on Saturday and Sunday, we also have a lot of free events in the city, Monday to Friday. There are a lot of free events in the parks, and Summer Stage and Lincoln Center also has a lot of free events. And I would say there are a lot of ice cream shops are giving out free ice cream scoops and free donuts. So if any of us bring our kids to work for Kids Day, and definitely search in the city and try to get a free scoop of ice cream as well, and enjoying the summer. So hope everyone have a wonderful rest of the summer. That's it for my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecily. We have our council member, Lauren Perkins. Are you ready to do your report? Okay. Thank you. All right, and now we have our president, Quentin Mesderton.
I just want to add to Lauren Perkins' report that she just slipped. Last month, we had a disability pride panel, and Lauren Perkins was one of the panelists on this Queen's disability pride panel. And thank you. And then she was like, hey, Quentin, do you want to join? So then I became a panelist on this disability pride panel, but it was a phenomenal panel hosted by the Jamaica Hill Community Association. And one of the members on the panel, one of the speakers was Nisha Agarwal, which is the New York City Mayor of People with Disabilities Commissioner. She couldn't attend, and she sent somebody in her place. But I want to mention that Dorinda and I have been reaching out to her to come to maybe a special education committee meeting or come present on behalf of the mayor's office because they have a lot of things to help the children and families of children with disabilities, resources that the mayor has come up with. And I would love for them to tell us what they are and highlight them and see how we could support that information getting to our district. So we're still in touch with them, working out when they could come to attend to present with us, but it will be something that, thanks to Lauren Perkins, that we're able to do. So I want to just add that to the list on behalf of her report. Appreciate that. And everything that's happening this summer. The summer has been a phenomenal summer in D75. We've already been having busing issues and we've been addressing them with our D75 Superintendent's Office, D75 President's Council, because busing for D75 children is year round. And they have school because of their IEPs year round, most of the children. So it's a concern that we're always addressing. We're always making sure that the buses have ACs and they work. And even we do temperature checks and make sure that they're picking up our children and the right type of buses are picking up our children with different disabilities. So it's a concern that doesn't stop. It goes throughout the whole year, but in the winter, we're making sure that they have heat. So we continue to bring up these concerns, and I want to say it's progressing. In Queens, we have the least amount of complaints compared to the other boroughs, and that's because we have a lot of strong advocates. But for any D75 families, please reach out if you have any concerns so we can address those and elevate them because we do listen and we do try to solve them. Another thing I want to bring up. So about being on that panel, that the Disability Pride panel, I was on there and so was Councilmember Lauren Perkins. When we all go out as council members, we speak on our own behalf. So even though I have the title as CEC president, I wasn't on that panel speaking on behalf of CEC28. And that's something that sometimes we just have to remember as we go to community board meetings. I'm also on the community advisory board for New York City, Queens Health and Hospitals. And I go there as Quentin Meziton and I have certain titles, but I do not speak on behalf of all of us because that is just something that could be misinterpreted that we all made a decision that might have said. I might have said something that you don't like, but if I say I'm speaking on behalf of CEC28, it could be held against all of us. And we just want to be mindful of that. Even if you agree or don't agree with certain points, when we go outside of here, we are speaking on behalf of ourselves. And we just always want to make that clear. We're speaking in our own capacity and not as a whole CEC. Like I'm not speaking on behalf of all of us, but we also take that information and bring it back and see how we can create resolutions and see what we can do to hold, our stakeholders, to give them praise, to hold them accountable, and also for ourselves. But it's just something that we always want to remember that we do because this is all recorded. And I wouldn't want to say something that you guys don't agree with and make it seem like that was something that you guys said. So other than that, I want to just thank everyone for still doing the work behind the scenes. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so honored to be part of this district, to be alongside all of you phenomenal parents and just leaders in our community. You guys are, I've been to other districts, they don't come close to us. So it's like, I'm not even just saying that to just say it. They don't. And they want to know what we're doing. And I just think we're just doing what we proudly do. So keep doing the good work. And I'm honored to be here and I'm proud of all of you guys. And that's my report. Have a great summer. And one thing we want to do, this is just a courtesy because you are a phenomenal parent leader. We're going to give you that minute to please, Sasha Cruz, our phenomenal District 28 parent. If you want to acknowledge, you did say speak after parent section, but you did say within time. You have this moment to share your public comment. She unmuted? Yeah, she's here. Sasha.
Just be co-host. Unmuted voice.
No, can I mute her? Should be getting a link.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, do you guys hear me? I hear an echo. We're good, right? All right, good evening. I just wanted to address really quickly about the whole summer rising. And I put it on the chat because I didn't think I was going to have the opportunity to speak. But on the north side of District 20, 10 schools went into the summer rising at PS 303 with only 120 seats. So that's over 6,000 students trying to get into 120 seats, right? Like given on average that there's 500 to 600 kids in a school. So how can we get better at ensuring that our district has much more representation in the summer rising programs? Because out of those 10 schools, 6 of them are Title I schools in which our families are in need of getting those seats. So how could we better advocate to ensure that we have more seats in summer rising?
Well, thank you for that. And I see that our deputy superintendent, Angela Tishman, will be raising this with Central. So thank you for your concern, and we look forward to that response from Central as we get it. And I definitely want to acknowledge our FACE liaison, Tamika. She comes from far, but she always comes. We appreciate you from FACE. And if you could address this, you could let us know after. Um, Also, thank you, Tough, for showing up here in person. I met you at the 105th Precinct. You're all over the place, showing up for our community, for our kids. We want to thank you for that. And other than that, let's best. Okay. Spanish interpretation. Do you have anything in our Spanish line?
No questions on the Spanish line at this moment.
Thank you. And with that being said, the time is 7:43 and our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Have a great summer. We will now be stepping into our business section. Of course, you can go from here or you could just stay and listen, but you won't be able to speak or comment. Thank you. Recording. All right. The time is now 7:45, August 6, 2006, and we are now, I'm calling the business section of our meeting to order. Recording secretary, please do the roll call.
Okay. We have our first Vice President, Lauren Clavin. Present. Second Vice President, Jennifer Sobers.
Present.
Recording Secretary, Chantal Chambers is present. Treasurer, Alicia Bauer.
Present.
Members, Lou Zhao.
Present.
Annie Koch.
Present.
Kenya Townsend.
Present.
Akita Williams.
Present.
Eric Gretsch is absent. And Cecily Chu. And Lauren Perkins. Thank you. And President. And the President. Our illustrious President, Quentin Nestor.
Thank you. And back to the recording secretary, adopting the council meeting minutes. Go.
All right. Right now, our minutes are being shared. Sorry, I cannot see the month on my phone. Is this this is June? Thank you. Okay. All right. No. So we are now displaying the minutes for the month of June. These minutes have already been shared with the council members, so I'm making a motion that these minutes are approved. Okay. Now we're going to share our minutes for our July meeting. Okay, these are our minutes for July 2026 meeting. These minutes also have already been shared with the council. So I'm making a motion that these minutes be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Recording Secretary Chantel. Next, I'd like to call First Vice President to discuss the pending absence.
And unless there are any objections, Annie was also absent for July's meeting. She was out of the country. And I am motioning to approve that unless anyone objects. Hearing none, approved. Thank you so much.
Can I have a question?
All right. Thank you, First Vice President. Next, we have the vote on the CEC28 bylaws. Does anyone have them? I could bring them up. I was going to bring them up. We have them here. Last update was Lou's update that he mentioned. Has everyone reviewed it? Because we've had time. We've been kind of going through this. So now, yes. Share the screen. I gotta find it. Right, here are our bylaws that were proposed June 10 and updated. We all have the physical copy if we have anything that's not seen. Stop right here.
No, let's ask, I just want clarification.
No problem.
Are we looking at this one?
The whole bylaws.
Oh, that removal of officers. Can we look at that?
What page is that?
Okay.
That's on on page 5, section.
You're looking at it right here.
Oh,
I'm a true, yeah. Okay, that right there. I'm listening.
no problem. No problem.
You know, that, but I wasn't clear on that. You'll be removed for any reason? Am I reading that correct, or is the word missing, or? Am I understanding it? For any, like what? Cause you don't wear, you wore the color blue too many damn times.
Well,
That's what?
seven of us would have to
Yeah.
vote.
That we didn't like you wearing the color blue.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Stuff like that, for any reason. Okay, I understand. We need to put, that needs to be a little bit more clear. Like if you're missing out or you know, the truth. Not even if you miss your report, you know, but some, yeah. This is volunteer work. Don't be so rough. No wonder our damn kids can't get into the major stuff. But anyway, it's actually, I'm not gonna say any more. It's just things like that need to be a little more clear, and we have to remember, this is volunteer work. This is what? A willingness to serve. So don't make it so like, come on. Okay, I'm not gonna say any more until I see something I don't agree with. But go ahead.
Well,
That's the type of question for that. I know when I came, there was just removal of because of their absences, and I guess the question is, has there been any removal of, like, has that actually been revoked? You know, where you remove someone for anything other than them not coming or
In this council or across the city?
well, I'm sure our city. But just like in this council, I feel like to your point, I guess I don't, in my mind, I would imagine that that has not been something that has been enforced unless it has just been they are delinquent with their attendance. Unless I'm wrong, I guess maybe like.
in terms, I've never seen it. Lou, you've been here longest. Have you ever seen a member being
Kicked out. A member that's volunteering being kicked out.
outside of no call, no show absence?
2020, I haven't.
Other than
Only case is the absent.
Only
absent.
So I'm just saying, to your point, that we're looking at the bylaws, so we can try to vote on them and they can be, you know, adopted. So I think that's something we can look at in the committee later on, but to ease the concern of like somebody abusing that, it doesn't seem like that has been, there's a precedence for that. That's all.
Not in this council.
Not
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best.
Light blue, and I would not.
That's your blue.
You know?
Oh.
Okay, where are we now?
Just what right here?
No.
Okay, okay. No, so everything's in front.
Oh, yeah, I'll see.
Gotcha. So if we've all reviewed the bylaws, do you have any other questions? But we can actually have our recording. Yes.
For the council member report shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker.
Yes.
Questions and answers. I would like to change that to change the wording from shall be limited to 3 minutes to it is suggested to be 3 minutes. And a timer shall be utilized to ensure compliance. I would say per member request, the timer could be displayed for visual reference.
The timer is already displayed, right? And I think similar to this, it seems like, again, no one is planning to like hold, you know, oh my gosh, you've gone over 3 minutes and there
But the verbiage kind of is very strict.
But
I
there
would
is
like
no,
it to be
I'm saying
more
what we have to
lenient.
be. I guess what I'm trying to say is, even at the language that it is now, it actually, there is not if you to go past 3 minutes, now we're putting you up to vote to be up the council. So I guess my point is, what would be the goal of changing the language if it's really just a suggestion on how we operate? And not really.
It's not going
there-
to ask suggestion.
But what I,
At 3 minutes, you don't go on mute.
no, that's what I'm saying, like, it doesn't.
There's no
We haven't,
There's no mute.
we have used it, we haven't even operated in this way where we're like, 3 minutes, oh my God, Alicia, put a banjo over your mouth. So I guess that's what I'm saying, that like, these are suggested rules, are the ways that we can, and we have the fluidity to sort of utilize them as we choose, right?
So then, and I shall be then.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter either way, so.
Then
we
why
can
don't
vote.
we vote?
If she wants to put her vote, then we could just vote on it, if that's, but I just think that we're adding like extra things in that don't need to be there.
But there's no limit now. This is something extra. There's no limit now in the original.
I got what you're saying, saying the same thing as I mentioned about the voting thing. Again, these are wording for us to be able to utilize as we need or not, and it hasn't been something we've done. We've already talked about the timer thing ad nauseum and around how we're trying to all keep our time down. So I don't think there's a need for us to like impose this or change the wording or do any more, especially when this was already sent out to you all before. And so if you all had changes, you should have said that before, so we didn't have to use the time now. So I'm just suggesting that we can just leave the things as they are, so that way we can actually just vote on it instead of making this a contentious thing as it's always been the last
But then,
times we brought it up.
but then why not, to your point, if it's just a suggestion and you're saying her concern about removal, well, let's just keep it as is, then let's just keep it as is. There's currently no limit. So why don't we just
here? The ones that.
Right, but this is a proposed change.
Yes, I'm saying.
The bylaws have
I'm
no
saying,
limit.
right, but I'm talking about let's keep the proposed, the ones that were sent out that you.
But the
that everyone was
removal
supposed to.
is not proposed. That's in the
Right,
bylaws.
so we're
Yeah.
keeping that here and this
So just-
also we can keep. So I guess what I'm saying is what is the goal that you are trying to get to? Because nothing is happening with the words. I think the goal is my goal is for us is really to be able to vote on these bylaws so we could just have bylaws, which we've talked about over and over again. And I just feel like we keep getting stuck on this one subject for things that we aren't even proposing. Nothing is gonna happen either way.
So then why add this?
But then why not add it?
But
It's
then
the
why
same-
not
it's the same function.
Why not add it?
Dr. Richard.
So,
Can I?
Negotiating middle ground.
okay,
I just think we're negotiating middle grounds for something that isn't, that there is no true consequence for. So like, what
So
is,
then take it out.
we're trying to.
okay, well, wait, we're going back. Wait, so, all right, so, all right, let's get back to order because we're going back and forth. We're going back and forth. All right, let Chantel has something to say before we move forward. Go ahead, Chantel.
I think whether we agree on the verbiage or not, we are here to vote on this, and discussion and suggestions were supposed to come before today. We are here to vote, and if you don't agree, right, this is why we had last month, and
my suggestion, have consistently not been added.
Again, we were talking about.
Sorry, let me just complete my thought. Remember, we had a lot of suggestions, right? Okay, and we took, we didn't take we can't put everybody's suggestion because it was varying, it was different from each other. But what we can do at this point is now we're at the voting stage. If you don't like it, then you vote no. If you like it, you vote yes. And that settles it. If it's no and we don't have enough, then we go back to the drawing board. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, no, you got that.
Okay. Tamika, did you want to add something? Yes.
To make amendments to what was given already, you can.
Mm-hmm.
The space where you can, even if you read it, you'll have the opportunity to talk about it. And then, like you were saying, at the end,
You vote.
decide if you want to amend your bylaws in that section, if you don't want to amend it. But this space is so this space is for you to talk about it.
Okay.
If a council member has concerns about a statement that is made, they should be able to voice that, and then at the end, you vote with your power is, right?
Right.
You decide if you want to vote on it, and if you guys don't want to vote on it.
Thank you.
So she had.
No. Yeah, no, we.
Yeah.
You ready to go, Lord?
I say there's a answer.
Go ahead. Guys. Let's stay respectful. Let's not cut each other off. Breathe. We got this. We got this.
What?
No, guys. Order. Let's order. Kenya. We got it. Thank you. Thank you. Nobody's upset. Kenya. 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 We got order. Kenya. 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 Jennifer.
I'm being attacked.
Kenya. Please. Kenya. Kenya. Let's focus. Thank you. Thank you. You said your piece. It's uncalled for anything else, please. Thank you. Lauren Perkins, did you have something to say before we?
Yes, thank you. Unfortunately, I too think that at last meeting, she did voice her opinion. So if we didn't talk about it, I understand why she's bringing it up again. And then when she's bringing up the time, because even though it's no consequence to the time, which makes no sense, you should be able to go on mute after your time is up, because the point of the bylaw is to bring the meeting down, right? So it should be a consequence, but at the same time, even though it's no consequence, she's trying to follow the rules. So regardless if it's a consequence or not, she wants to make sure that she has enough time to get her report out. So we either need to put a consequence in or up the meeting.
Okay, that's something that we could amend. So tonight we did come here just to vote. Please, if you do not agree with these bylaws, as Tamika mentioned, let that be heard in your vote. But right now we have to vote on it. If we do not have enough votes, we are going to bring this back to the table and we're going to address this at the bylaws committee. But right now we have proposed bylaws that we are here in the business section today to vote on. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
get it?
Because I think she came in July was your first meeting, and we've had bylaw meetings before where we've been having the same conversation. So that's the context of it. So it's not as though she hasn't been heard. There is a portion of folks, when we vote, we'll see, that agree with the time and the minutes, and some that do not. So to me, that was middle ground. I just want to make sure I say that, because I feel as though
Don't target Jennifer. You're speaking to all of us.
I'm literally
We're all of us.
I'm not targeting anybody. I'm saying that the person that has brought up the most concerns in the bylaws meeting and consistently on email has been Jennifer. So it's not a target.
And to speak on behalf, no, I got you.
I'm explaining to Lauren around, this is not as though someone's not trying to hear. We've talked about this and we haven't come to a conclusion because there's been this staunch back and forth about this one piece. So it's not as though someone's like not trying to follow the rules. This was the middle ground that we got to. So I'm just providing context and I'm not targeting anybody.
I got you. I apologize for that word.
We've had this conversation over and over again. So that's where we've gotten to. So that's it. That's
I
all
got
I'm
you.
saying.
So before we vote, I just want to give some other context. Jennifer has been a big advocate for these bylaws. She is a lawyer, so part of her experience is bylaws, is contracts. So I value Jennifer's outlook, her experience. I value Kenya's as a parliamentarian. We all have value that we bring to this council, and I value all of it. Jennifer has brought this up from day one as something we should go into, and we are just addressing it. And now we've come to this moment where we're voting. So I don't want to take away anyone's experience or acknowledgement of these concerns. But right now, our recording secretary will be going through the roll call to do a vote and on these bylaws.
Let me have, just one clarification. Are we vote? I'm scared. No, are we voting the time? Well,
We're voting on the whole bylaws, the whole bylaws.
Have an objection.
Yeah.
Say no.
You could say no, you could don't abstain, but you could abstain, you could say no, you could say yes. But you could do any of those three.
Okay.
Okay. Recording secretary?
Okay, I'm gonna start with First Vice President Lauren Clavin. How do you vote on the bylaws proposal?
Yes.
Second Vice President Jennifer Sobers, how do you vote?
I'm in support of all of the proposed changes in the bylaws, except for the changes in sections 2, 2.1, and 2.2. Namely, in section 2, the proposed changes are shortening the public comment from what is currently in the bylaws of 3 minutes to the proposed 2 minutes, placing a 3-minute limit on the council member reports, and placing a suggested 5 to 7 minute limit on the presentations. What fired me up the most to run for a position on this council and do this work on behalf of this district are the many years I listened in on meetings and heard parent concerns, engagement, and the advocacy efforts of the council, including Lou. I believe and have been informed by some parents that these two sections are the most important parts of the meeting to them and is why they attend. Putting these time limits on the community and council serves as a kind of muzzle and is not in the community's best interest for two main reasons. First, to me, the most effective and thought-provoking and engaging meeting of the last term was when there were no timers on and everyone spoke freely about their concerns, even tonight. Second, I keep coming back to the example of Alicia's advocacy for PS 217. Her presentations of the poor conditions at the school this year during her memo reports, as well as all of the work that she has done throughout the year when not at the council meetings, clearly were not presentation of new ideas and new issues. However, I believe the visible progress that has been made in bettering the conditions for the students and families at the school, including the update that she shared today, is directly proportional not just to her advocacy in general, but specifically to the presentation she made at our monthly meetings. Maybe it took the public seeing these conditions and perhaps the district and community leaders may not have adequately addressed the issues in the past, and that is why progress is being made. But it clearly was necessary, and it is clear that presenting those issues along with issues for the other schools she served so well could not have been done in 3 minutes. Imagine where would we be now if that time was not afforded to present those issues to the district leadership and the public. I don't think we have gotten the news that we did today. Of course, there'll be times when it won't be necessary to even take 2 minutes to give public comment or a memo report. And in those instances, the speaker should feel free to wrap as soon as it's done and not fill the time up. But sometimes more time will be needed, and the current bylaws more effectively allow for that timing and should not be altered. I did suggest language be added that speakers make every effort to be as concise as possible and be mindful of the time constraints of the building and members having to travel home. That is something I've heard from the community, that all sections of the meeting can be tightened up. And this is perfectly in line with the proposed language for presentations of 5 to 7 minutes with no timer. This too is a suggestion that presentations be a certain time limit, but give wiggle room in case they need longer. This suggestion was not added to the proposal, even though I sit on the bylaws committee. Another council person's suggestion for a different section was added to these proposed changes automatically. It's very curious, all this pushback I've received about these bylaws, that they be reviewed at all, and that the time limit changes are taking place for the public and for speakers. But I'm not worried about it. I've been told by parents that they voted for me to represent them on the council specifically because I'm a lawyer and that they thought I would review contracts critically. I keep thinking about that. Contracts that have come across our desk include these bylaws. And my reading of the proposals is that these changes to the two sections help to silence the voices of the community, including people who have entrusted me to ensure their voices are heard. So let the record be that my voice is not silenced, and I rebuke any efforts to do so. And the other suggested language I think is necessary is for sections 2.1 and 2.2. The bylaws currently note new business, which I suggested be placed on the actual agenda for the business meeting to encourage and invite the council members to bring up new ideas and issues. The proposed changes say that the chair of the business meeting asks whether there is new business, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there should be an actual section in the agenda for new business, which is currently contemplated by the bylaws. Again, this was not added to the proposed language, though I suggested it several times. So to the extent the vote tonight is for all changes to be adopted or no changes at all, then unfortunately, I have to vote that no changes be adopted. To the extent there can be votes for individual proposed changes, then I vote yes for all other changes except for those proposed in sections 2, 2.1, and 2.2.
Thank you. That was a no. That was a no. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, you said if all.
Yes or no?
Okay. So if okay, so if you and that's and all of that is fine. What I'm saying is that if there's some that you don't agree with, say no. Okay. If you agree with all, say yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. I vote yes. Treasurer Alicia Bauer, how do you vote?
I vote no.
Lou Zhao, how do you vote?
Okay, I do start some concern. I stand for, I think, I think I talked about that, I don't know, but anyway, so I think the idea is this. So I remember we don't have a lot of time. I mean, a lot of ours, myself, particularly pretty lazy, so I don't have that much to talk. So maybe sometime I should, like talk a little bit live to give time to other people. But when you do have a lot of concern or talk, I think we don't have that much to talk. So a lot. I honestly think a lot of the report from like other some schools and stuff, pretty short. If we really have time constraint. Yeah. So yeah, I do share the concern that like not too hard on it. I don't have a very strong opinion on, but this is what I'm saying. This is a council we're seeking consent. So I do think if there's a strong opinion on certain things, we have time to live it. It's not like we don't pass the bylaw and we cannot function as a council tomorrow, right? So if there's a real big concern, I suggest we table this. So to that point, I vote abstain. So I'm not going to contribute to the yes. Yes.
Thank you, Lou.
Same.
All right, Annie Cook.
We had a rough night. But I definitely feel that Jennifer has a point, Alicia has a point. I know like this is a place to talk about it, but this is the first time I've seen us. I wouldn't want this to go fester and affect our communication in the future. And and the way I vote is based on my belief. And I do want everyone to sort of, I see the points and see the validity. But because of the situation, I feel like that Jennifer does have a lot to say about this. And yes, and the language is very strong. To be limited, shall be limited to 3 minutes. And we have been going over. And we also see the importance of when someone has a lot to say, that we should respect that. I think we're going to, even if we kept this language, it would probably be guaranteed. I feel like because the council was like, well, if she has something, of course, like this will go on. But given that these are bylaws and that if we're going to be held to every word, and it is a contract, it's a binding contract, I would also abstain. And just because you haven't, this is such a strong ground on both sides, which are like, I cannot say this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Kenya, how do you vote?
I vote to accept the proposed changes as they were presented to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenya.
But is this also my time for commentary? I know people were talking. So
You I mean, you don't have to, but if you want, if you,
I would like to.
okay.
Yes, so I just think that, I just want to be clear about, again, thought this was going to be a shorter meeting than it is, but every time we come here, we would like to leave at a decent time for our volunteer time that we're giving here. And it just seems as though there's contention around the time piece. And I think that that is really what is most important to me, that we actually utilize the meetings in the ways that they're supposed to be utilized versus topics like the SAT out of 700. It's something that we could have a conversation or a topic on the agenda about. And so I would love for us to move into that space where we can utilize the meetings in that way so the business portions can be done. And so that's an attempt to do that. Sorry, I do not have my laptop in front of me. Yeah. Dying. I'm sorry, but that's the only thing that I have to say. So that's my real push is for us to be able to leave the meetings at a decent time and not ramble on and on about things that really can be utilized for more time. I would love to do that in my time here. I hope that can happen. Although I know that it's something.
Thank you, Kenya. Akita, how do you vote?
Jennifer, I heard what you said as far as with Alicia, and that's good, touching on a lot of issues with the school. Now, I don't know, like with the verbiage, how it's written.
Unmute.
2 3 minutes.
I'm sorry, unmute yourself, Akita.
Oh, I don't remember what I just said. I'm sorry.
But I just want to give kudos. I want to say I heard you when you was talking about Alicia bringing all of that information, and there was a change, and that's great. In the beginning, like when we go and we visit our schools, we might need a little bit more time than 2 or 3 minutes, and and let all know. But 2 or 3 minutes, there's time limit everywhere, on everything. The PTA, we have we have bylaws, we have time. Even when you go to the community, what, board 12, there's a time limit, and sometimes you have to take this whole big paragraph and mush it in, and respect the time, respect other people's time. We're here, we volunteer. My thing is, we're here, we're volunteering, and it shouldn't go all into, the wee hours of the night at every meeting. And in the beginning, maybe our first 2 meetings, we might go a little over. I want to tell you about the great things that are, or whatever is needed at this school and that school, and show, because that was a beautiful thing, but showing a a video, and the changes that have come about, but other than that thing about getting fired for any reason, I don't like that, but I do believe in the time limit. So am I voting yes on the time limit, or am I abstaining? I'm voting yes on the time limit. We need time limit, and like you said, even if we go over, it's not you're going to be tar and feathered, because you might go over. Did I go over? Wait. No, wait. So I'm voting yes. Right? That's a yes. I can't hear you.
You're voting yes on the bylaws.
Highlighted.
Yeah, you know what? I'm voting yes on the bylaws because we can always come back and rehash it. Let's have some bylaws and then we'll work it out.
Okay.
We got another year to do this together.
These are amendments to the bylaw.
And we can always go back and amend it if we don't like
Amend it
it.
again.
So
Okay.
I vote yay. I think. I'm putting myself on mute.
Thank you, Akita. Cecily, how do you vote?
I would vote yes, just thinking about if I received this document at home and not in this room and I read through, would I sign this document or not? I would sign this document. And if I need more than 3 minutes to speak about schools and if it's something critical to discuss, would I be constrained by the timer and stop there? I would probably shamelessly talk more and take maybe 5 minutes. I'd rather get yelled at later on than not voicing, the concerns on behalf of the school. So given that there's also the other paragraph talking about if there are 7, council members voting to get someone out, if I constantly go over my time and there are 7 people, voting to get me out, then unfortunately, I think there will be 7 people that would disagree that critical school things are not really critical. So I would say, given that, there is no clear consequence in terms of going over, we're still leaving it to the judgment of this council, right? Saying that there's going to be worst case, 7 people have to vote for you to cancel, I guess, that your seat. I think rationally speaking, I think I would probably vote yes. So I'll vote yes.
Thank you, Cecily. And Lauren Perkins, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Okay. Thank you, Lauren. And President Quentin Mezzatine, how do you vote?
Okay, I'm gonna vote yes, but I'm going to just add some context. We have 40 schools in our district. That's about 30,000 students, and we have 48,000 families, parents included, in our district. So I get a lot of feedback and comment about our meetings, even though we're one of the greatest districts, we go the longest. And then when we dissect our meetings, we're wondering why are we going the longest? And one of the things that has taken up 45 minutes at a time, an hour sometimes, is if you go back to some of our meetings, council member reports. Now, after the line that people have mentioned in the bylaws, it also says this procedure is intended to promote orderly meetings, equitable participation, provide a consistent framework for future councils. None of us will be here forever. Future councils will have bylaws that they get to see where they get guidance from. And adherence to applicable meeting location requirements and time constraints, where we have went over our meeting deadline, and that has caused other concerns. So this is in no way to take away the importance of advocacy for schools, for students, for our community. This is just like the community boards, just like the PEP, just like every other serious important meeting that we go to advocate for. They just want order, so they put a time constraint. And as the nice people we are, parent leaders that we are, we usually just go to PEP, go to community boards, and we abide by that and we get our point across. But what happens when you go over? One, they have different rules at different places where they'll mute you, they'll take you down. And I guess that is something that people have mentioned to put in here to take away that and put something in there more forceful that I didn't think we needed as just the parent leaders we are. But maybe that's something that we might need. However, when we go to these meetings, do we ever feel that it was less? If you have more to say at a community board, don't you just go to the chair and say, hey, here's my whole statement. Here's my whole concern. Don't you have that further conversation? We have parents that come here that don't get to say what they want to say in the parent section. They send us an email and we go through it and we share it with the district. Nothing is unheard because you stopped at 3 minutes. Now your information goes to nowhere. You're going to bring it up in another way, in a different context. We have a personal place on our website, which I encourage everyone to go to our website, where we can take our member reports and upload them. We have great stats on our websites. People are downloading, I believe, our reports, our flyers. We have a lot of people going to our website every single day, and you can look at our reports. So even my report was condensed, but there's so much more information that I can share. We have IPR reports that we share with FACE every month on all the things that we're doing as council members. We do this on a regular basis, but for some reason we're having some conflict here. So I just see it as just like we're looking at it as something else, and we're bringing up things that don't have to really, really reflect us here at CEC28. But as we continue to have this same meeting continually throughout this year, I want to apologize to the parents that you do what you do because you guys just usually fall off at a certain time and we have lower attendance as we go on. But I apologize to all the parents that tell me that this is going too long, and just I'm trying my best to just find a way to compromise and be with order with everyone. So district elected officials and all of our stakeholders that have brought this up several times, I'm just letting you know this is an uphill battle, but one day I hope we will have order where it will be concise like it was last term and the terms before that. So other than that, I would like to just say again, yes is my vote. And recording secretary, where does that take us?
Okay. So we have 7 yeses, 2 abstain, 2 noes, and 1 absent.
Okay, case. It passes. So with 7 votes, it passes. And this can always be in conversation that we can have more on what we can do to make it better. But as of now, 7 members have voted yes. So we are moving forward with the bylaws.
May I speak?
Yes, First Vice President.
So I just want to say, first of all,
Thank you to everyone. Thank you for sharing your concerns and your comments. I do think this speaks to a need for us to be doing some of our council business outside of this space, because we all are doing a lot outside of our work here. I have the utmost respect for every single one of you. I feel like I learn more about who you all are and what you bring to the table. I don't know a lot. I don't even know what you all do professionally, except in cases where we speak about it, but there's a lot of talent in this room. There's a ton of passion. There's a lot of experience and knowledge. And I don't know that about you all. And that speaks to, again, I think the need to have more engagement, because I also receive, unfortunately, the same feedback from members of the public who, people that I know who I'm begging to come here, and they might come and it's not, I'm not even talking necessarily about our comments or public comments that are the issue, but our meetings are long. So I think we need to find a way to address it. We're not the only council that goes late. I know this. And if you go to the PEP, that's hours and hours typically. And a problem that I have with the PEP is that it's the only place where parents all across the city feel that they have a voice. So I think we have to make more room for our voices to be heard outside of this meeting, because we can't all fit in all of the amazing things that we're doing and the things that we bring to the table professionally and personally. I also want to note, on that note, conflict happens in any space where human beings come together, and it's a normal part of working with one another. That said, I think we should all visit on the last 2 pages of our bylaws. The time was taken to speak about our community norms, and that is critical. And maybe that's something that we really need to speak about, because we cannot do the work that we all need to do if we're speaking over one another, addressing one person specifically in a way that is very uncomfortable, and frankly harmful to that individual and all of the people in this space. I understand, again, we're all really passionate people, but we have to really be mindful of being courteous and kind while we are advocating for our kids and all of our families. And I think it can easily get to that point. We're not good. None of us are good at conflict, just generally speaking, unless you study that and really practice it. It's really hard. So I just would really, I really hope that we can just again revisit what's written here. I think it's great, actually, these last 2 pages, and maybe it's worth a discussion on some other things that we might want to add to our norms. But just please, kindness, courteousness, love at the forefront of what we're doing, I think is really critical. Thank you.
But
Hello, council members. I just wanted to say that one of the most impactful meetings we had was when this SCA came and Alicia gave her presentation. It wasn't, what she was presenting was not the member report. That was a question she was posing to the SCA. And in that question, that's when she detailed all of the issues that had been going on in the school. It was not a member report. That was something that we were doing for the SCA, and it was very impactful. But for the member reports, I make a distinction between what Alicia was able to present at that time and the member report. Okay, the member report is something that happens every time we come. And it's not a special situation where, okay, now every time we do a member report is going to be at that length or at that depth. When you're presenting to the public, and this is something that I have a lot of experience in doing, when you're presenting to the public, if you present to them in one way, the first time it's impactful, the second time, okay. The third time, you're like, it's not as impactful as the first time. So you always have to be creative in the way in which you present things to an audience that sees you more than once. So yes, it was effective, that 10-minute was it 10 minutes? I don't remember the time, but let's say it was 10 minutes long. That's not going to be effective every single time. So this is something that we need to be mindful. And that was a part of my suggestion. Okay, maybe add some pictures in there. And Alicia does really great at that, presenting the pictures and showing them, okay. But each time it's not going to have the same effect. And that's just the nature of talking to people. Okay. And yes, I also have heard many complaints from people that I know that try to attend the meeting, like, oh yeah, our meeting is too long. And it's something that bothers me. I can sit here for hours, but who wants to? My kids are at home waiting for me to come home. So time is something that's very important. And out in the world, they'll say time is money. Time is life. That's your life. So, it's very important. And it's not that we want to limit anybody's voice, because I think everything Jennifer says and everything Lauren and Lou says and Alicia says, everything everyone says, I find it to be impactful and important. Even today, when the gentleman presented, our public comment is how long? 2 minutes. We didn't stop them. We didn't be like, oh no, you're 2 minutes up. I did look at Quentin like, right? Because we understand. We don't want to. We're not here to say we don't want to hear what you have to say, because we do. But we are serving the public. We have things that we need to balance. Everything in life, you need balance. So that's what is important. That's what's important to me, and that's what I think that we were trying to achieve. And maybe we didn't. Maybe the words are not the best, but that's something that we can continue to work on. Yes.
Unmute.
I agree that every part of our meeting should be tightened, and I'd encourage us all to see all of the ways that our meeting can be tightened and we can shave off time. So it's not just in those things, it's in every presentation, every president's introduction, everything. And then as I said earlier, absolutely agree, especially in the wintertime when it's dark and a lot of us have to get home, and it might, you might feel unsafe or what have you. We would want to have as precise meetings as possible while serving the interests of our schools. And that may mean that, and we have to also recognize that our audience is not only families, but it's also district leadership, it's also elected officials as well. So there are different concerns that we take into account when we present our report. But yes, I agree that every part of the meeting, we should endeavor to be as concise as possible.
Thank you, everyone. Valuable input as always. Next on our agenda, we are going to look at our meeting dates for 2026-2027 school year. I'm going to share my screen. I do know we sent this out earlier. I actually attached this to an email to everybody. And I did not find any conflicts with the first Thursday of each month for the rest of the year. So did anyone else look at it as well to see that none of the holidays or date or school events?
Have one.
Oh, you have one? Which one?
No conflict, just.
Oh, okay, no conflict.
Perhaps a suggestion, since our meetings typically fall on parent-teacher conferences, but I saw one opportunity
Where?
in March. This is just a suggestion. Because our meetings always, again, they always overlap with parent teacher conferences. I
Perhaps
thought
there was an opportunity in March. That's the only time that the following week is then not again parent teacher conferences. So I thought just a suggestion. That was the only one to move the March meeting to the next week. But if that sounds ludicrous to everyone, then I'll rescind my suggestion.
So instead of March 4th, March 11th.
Yeah, only because it's the only opportunity we have during where we're not doing it at the same time as a parent teacher conference, which is annoying for me personally. And I'm sure other people, but yeah.
I get it. So we're looking at March 4th, which is on the screen. Do any other council members want to look into if we should move this date? And what date did you want to look into moving this to? The next Thursday?
Yeah.
So Lauren has proposed to move March 4th to March 11th. All right, now we're gonna have a vote on that. You proposed it, recording secretary.
Question.
Yes.
I know that we're voting on all the dates today, but if something like just random comes up and can we to change like a meeting, just so you know, or is this like super set? I know it goes online and all that stuff, but like we're able to change it if we needed to for some sort of
Catastrophic, we're at war. Well, yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to vote on to move March 4th meeting to March 11th. Let me just unmute myself. Parent teachers conference. Okay.
Perhaps. I mean, we have,
So
perhaps.
yeah, I'm going down the list. Yeah. So of course, Lauren.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. That'd be weird.
Jennifer.
The only thing I had mentioned was if families and the general public are usually counting on the first Thursday of each month to be our meeting, and there doesn't appear to be a particular holiday or some other conflict that maybe confuse them about when the meeting is, would they? No?
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, I don't answer. You're fine.
No, because they'll send the information out before the meeting. You know, the parent coordinators will send the parents the notice of change. You know, because if we leave it, then parents ain't gonna come because they're going to the parent teacher conference. So we change it and the PCs will give the information to the parents ahead of time.
This will be on, the information will be on our website.
Okay. I don't have any strong thing about it, and if it's something that you think is important, then I'll vote yes.
Thank you. And I think in our February meeting, we can probably remind families that we're moving it. Right? Thank you. I vote yes. Alicia stepped out. Okay. Luzelle?
Yes.
Annie Coke?
Also, yes.
Kenya Townsend?
Want to keep it.
All right, Pakita?
I'm gonna vote no. No, I'm voting yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cecily, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Lauren, how do you vote? Yeah. Okay. Quentin, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Alicia, we were voting on this. Yes.
That have emergency, she might need to leave.
Okay.
I guess you guys going to have quorum if I leave.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
Okay, so
we have.
so all the dates are good. We're switching March 4th to March 11th. And we will update that.
Okay.
Great. Next, is there any new business?
There's just some things I wanted to bring up. Just for us to, I want to throw out some things, some big picture things. We don't have to discuss it now. Maybe we can think about it. The first thing I was going to bring up was some sort of monthly or bi-monthly meetup or on a non-calendar meeting day. That
I like it.
was, I think that Lauren put it totally well. It would be nice to either just get together and not talk about council business or just, you know,
Absolutely.
think about ideas. I'd like to think about some sort of monthly check-in with the superintendent
Yes.
or his staff. I think that also helps alleviate some of the time constraints we have here at the monthly meeting. If we can, as I said, we have the public, but we also have the district leaders as our audience. If we can address some of those things with the district leader in a different space, that speaks to that. Uh, I also wanted to think about encouraging the committee chairs and the members for meetings. I know that we have amazing committees, and maybe the public may want to participate in some of these particular subject matter. So maybe we can maybe aim this year to have more of those meetings. I would like to endeavor to compile community board meeting dates and encourage our attendance at the various community boards. I think it would help, especially, for example, when the audience member brought up the issue with Dr. Mustafa brought up the issue with the speed bumps. If we have that kind of voice and presence in our community board, we can help advocate for our families in that way. Um, Strengthening and maximizing how maybe we can strategize about strengthening and maximizing our presence with our elected officials as well. Same idea as to how we can help better our schools. And those are the things I kind of bring out to either see if you want to bring out ideas now, or we can continue to talk about it at a later time.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Yeah, I did want to mention that, yes, definitely. I was been thinking a lot about gifted and talented committee and us meeting and kind of having a plan of action. I think I've spoken to Quentin about it, but that's something I would like to organize really soon.
Beautiful. I want to just reiterate committee meetings, we could have as many as we want. So for all the committees that we have a lot of committees. Let's do that. Part of a conversation Dorinda and I had about what partnership with the hospital is having, the hospital come out and do health screenings and doing these meetings in our district just because they can and they will. So things like that, that will be a committee meeting. It won't be a district meeting, but we can open up the committees to a lot of things. Lauren Perkins has opened up um, autism out loud as one of those things that can support families of children with special needs. And that could also turn into a special education committee meeting that those same parents can get the tools they need from us and central and things on how they can support their children in the school. So a lot of these things we can do in the committee. We could bring some presenters to our meeting, but we could do that in committee. And one thing I want to bring up from the district, Dr. Blake, after I gave him his evaluation that we did that other time, he was disappointed because that was the lowest score he ever got. And he did vow to communicate more because that was one of the concerns. And he has proposed on meeting monthly. And even if he can't attend a meeting, he will always have representation here, like we had Deputy Angela, Dr. Benoit, but even in person during the school year. And so those monthly meetings are something that he did here, and he does have that plan. If we have proposed dates, we can send them and see what they can do. We don't have to wait for them to give us their dates. We can send dates that we agree with. So that's something that they're open to. And also our face liaison, Tamika, has always been here for us. And she's just like, hey, she wants to remind us that she also is open to having a check-in meeting if we want to go over any phase um, regulations or any concerns on where we stand, our roles, and how we can do things. She is always here. She has our back, and not just here at the meeting. She's open to virtual meetings monthly as well, or as ever much we need it. So let's also remember to reach out to Tamika, reach out to the district office. They are here to support us. And other than that, it is 8:48. This meeting is adjourned. All right, let's go.